Welcome to naaslocal.ie. Today we're having a post-analysis discussion on the outcome of the pay parking debate in Naas. I'm joined here today with local representative of Fianna Fáil, James Lawless, and Mayor of Naas, Emer McDaid. You're both very welcome and thank you for joining me. We're going to discuss the result of the pay parking debate today, which has allowed free parking all day Saturdays in county council areas. And so James, we'll start with yourself. Tell us about your thoughts on the outcome of the debate.
Well, I think it's a very welcome move to see the council moving toward taking this decision, opening up the town on Saturdays. Let's hope it becomes a real success. Real hustle and bustle about the town. Saturday's a day to do the shopping. I think it's a really good news story. The word is out there. Everyone's talking about it. The fact we had a conclusion that it's a whole day of free parking. Let's hope it brings people back into the town. And absolutely welcome it. I think it was needed and it's been done. So well done to everybody involved.
And Emer, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I totally agree with James. We were delighted to be able to bring in free parking on Saturday, which ultimately means that from Friday evening to Monday morning there'll be no pay parking in the town, in the council car parks, of course, and on street. I suppose it's important to make that distinction that it's in Naas town council car parks and on the street. It's private car parks are not part of this arrangement. That they may be doing their own thing, but they're not involved in this arrangement. So it's a very positive move, and hopefully, parking has been a big issue over the last few months, and hopefully people will, with this initiative, people will start coming back into the town on Saturday. It's for shoppers to ultimately benefit retailers in the town.
Yeah, and originally it was proposed weekdays they were thinking about, so they decided to go with Saturday. How did that come about?
Well, I suppose from 9 to 11 was the initial proposal, and we sat down and discussed it, and I think the main thing was that shops don't open in Naas till 10 o'clock. A handful do open before that, but in general shops don't open till 10 o'clock. So we kind of felt that retailers won't benefit if they're not open, and ultimately it's for retailers to benefit, and to so that shops will stay open. So that was where the decision came from.
Do you think it will help the town or benefit in some way?
Absolutely. I think it is very good for the town. I hope we will see drive footfall, bring people in. The shoppers will be rewarded, and I think things, momentum is what's needed, and hopefully this will be the start of momentum to kind of turn that tide. If we do have people coming into the town, that will help the businesses that are struggling. Maybe it might entice some more new businesses into some of the lots that are there that need to be filled. So hopefully it's the start of something, that will begin a movement and start to bring the town flowering again. Absolutely, yeah.
What's the next step for the future in Naas? Any plans or initiatives put in place?
Yeah, so I suppose in terms of what we'd like to see next, the big question there is trying to get an anchor tenant, or trying to get a big retailer into the town centre. That still has to be number one, certainly towards the top of the list. Because you do need your supermarket, your anchor, someone to go in and get your groceries, and then you can do all your ancillary shops. I think that would be one of the key things. I think also, we mentioned it earlier, the private operators, in terms of the parking situation, they are unfortunate side of this loop at the moment. I think they have to be asked, negotiated, cajoled, whatever way to try and bring them into cooperation. And of course, parking has to be respected, and there can be some sanctions. But I think some of them are maybe a little bit trigger happy. So if they can be asked just to have some flexibility to allow the town the space to grow and recover again, I think that would be very important.
At the moment now we're establishing a group of a couple of councillors, retailers and chamber members to work together and to come up with kind of a plan for the future. Hopefully, where our intention is to identify projects. Obviously, what James has mentioned would be the obvious ones, and there's a couple of other ones as well. And as we identify projects which have a beginning, middle and an end, we will ask other people to come on board. Other relevant stakeholders with specific expertise and that kind of thing. But the core group itself will just be 6 members. I think small committees probably work a lot better than loads of, and then as we identify projects, bring people into them and try to get everybody working together, because it's not going to work otherwise.
I think there's some other maybe less obvious projects that could be examined as well, it's all about the retailers, it's all about the commercial centre, bringing people in, the shopping heart of the town. It is the county town. I'd also like to see, and I say it's maybe from a less commercial perspective, I've been approached by, say, people in the arts community, people in the local cultural initiatives, theatre people, obviously the theatre up at the back of the main street, and there's been suggestions that they could take up, maybe run some festivals, run some events, pop-up studios, even if they had access to some of the vacant lots, maybe with a bit of goodwill from some of the property owners, and begin to make a bit of a hustle and bustle again about the town. And a place to shop, but also a place to spend time, a place to hang out, a place to go, a place to see things, do things. Absolutely, yeah. So between the nightlife and the day merging into night, and Saturday afternoon, cabaret, also street theatre, all sorts of things like that. I think there is an interest maybe in the artistic community, that would be very low cost type initiatives, but that maybe could lend a bit of atmosphere to the town as well, and just complement the ongoing retail initiatives that are being advanced in parallel.
And just to say, all that would be so welcomed. Absolutely. The more people who want to do things and get involved in the town.
Great.
Absolutely fantastic.
Do you have any final words to say to the residents and shoppers in Naas?
I suppose in particular for local people in Naas, which will be people watching this, it's our town, it's probably the town, well, for a lot of us it's the town that we're going to raise our children in, so it's really important that we all work together and we all take responsibility for ourselves and do what we can to help Naas survive. And that means coming in any day of the week, Saturday, whatever day of the week, come in, and if people want to get involved in projects, I would be just delighted, because it's hard to get people. People will I suppose say, they should do this and they should do that, but we need people to help us do these things. So anyone who wants to get involved, please contact me.
I'd just like to say thank you very much for joining us here today on Naas Local.
Thank you very much.